It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. So, I'm doing this as my special request. I had some people hit me up and they wanted to know about the way the charts are working, and they're seeing this rule from Billboard going around, and they wanted to know if it was another rule change from Billboard. Now, first and foremost, Nicki Minaj she answered people back about the CDs and vinyls. She said, for your information, CDs and vinyls, even if I put them on my website, they won't count until you physically have them in your hand. That's the rule. They are currently on back order for months. So that was her response back for her fans that were talking about CDs and vinyl. So I went on to Twitter and I saw this very interesting tweet. And it says pure sales now have an estimated 33% less impact on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. 1K sales, 1.33 point instead of 2. And this is what a lot of fans were hitting me up about. And they wanted some sort of explanation, wanted to know, was this a new rule change? It says, for comparison, Dynamite holds the biggest sales week this decade with 300K, 265 digital plus 35K physical, equivalent 600 points at the time, 399 points under the current rule. So that's almost 35% drop. So I had hit up my guy at Billboard previously. He responded back. I didn't see it, but he responded back because he had said "yo" to me at 7:37 the other day. I said, "What's up, my guy?" And I got his name cut out, so I don't need nobody harassing him. I said, "What's up, my guy? Real quick, I got a BB question for you. Is this a new rule change again? People are believing you guys change the rules every time Nicki or BTS drops. What's the deal? Explain to an old head how this works. LOL." He said, "Man, dude, you took 24 hours to respond back. Haha. No, that is false. This rule took effect in January of 2022, but that is after it was voted on in 2021. It has nothing to do with any particular artist. It's simply we are trying to make it fair so artists with smaller fan bases aren't getting a chance to chart just because their fan base isn't big. What is happening is they are trying to get it back to more like how it was when radio meant everything. You understand?" Question mark to me. So I responded back, kind of, LMAO. So are you basically saying the same thing you told me in January? The fans are causing the change in the rules. He then gave me a thumbs up and said, "Nicki knows this. I have spoken to her and her team multiple times." I'm going to wait until my screen change. Multiple times. On this, we are trying to discourage mass buying, purchasing the same item multiple times with the intention of it getting a high chart placement. We warned all of the artists' fan bases about this in the past. Now, whoever decided to stop, just stop. But there are some who choose to try and best the system. And you know as well as I know, Clark, it's only so many times the system gonna get beat by artists. And when he means by the system, he means record labels and executives. That's pretty much what he means by the system. All right? And I just said, okay, well, man, I do appreciate you getting back to me. Okay. No one cares about that. I pretty much, that was the end of the text. So I did this, I showed you this information to let you know that, like I said, I do. I speak to industry people when I come out and give this information. I always say I'm speaking from an industry standpoint. That's all I talk to. The people that I conversate are all people in the industry in some way, shape, or form. But when I was telling everyone this the last time with Do We Have a Problem, everybody took it as, oh, you're just hating on Nicki. See, you get wrapped up in who's telling you it instead of getting wrapped up in what I'm telling you. And you need to stop that narrative. It does me no good to hate on anybody, on any artist. What good does that do me? It does me no good to hate on any artist. The only thing I try to do is give you guys information from the industry perspective. So now, a lot of times, you're not going to like what I tell you. But just note, I'll say this again. Just note, unless I'm saying my opinion is, my take on it is, then I'm speaking to you from an industry's perspective of what I hear them talk about or what I may have in my phone. You don't know how many conversations that and DMs I have in my phone with industry executives that I will never put out there. But this, it was just that a few people, asking, not even a few, a more than a few people was telling me, Heb, did you see this? So I wanted to get an answer for them. Like I said, I'm more old school. When I was in the industry, it was one way to see music. That was when it came out. You had to go take your butt to the record store and get it. So to put into perspective what they're basically saying, because after that tweet, I did go online and try to see what people were saying, what they were responding. All right, so some of the responses. They should have made this rule long ago. Another response. Anyways, I would rather give my money to the artist. Oh no, let me look at some other replies. I'm quite certain the artist would not agree with you given they lose money this way, which is a fact. How does Billboard chart points affect the amount of money an artist makes? The person says. They're still going to sell the same amount and make money. It just may not count as much towards the Billboard charts. Well, that's how they don't make as much money. Label will focus more on sending the song to radio. And that is exactly what my boy told me. You mean some labels will throw more money at radio stations to get airplay? Anyways, I would rather give my money to the artists themselves, in this case, BTS, instead of these fraudulent radio stations. At the end of the day, the ones filling up stadiums around the world, which is the best metrics of success, are my faves who don't rely on radio payola. And that is coming from a BTS fan. So the person said, was Dynamite the biggest number one points this decade? And someone said, not even top 5. And here's another BTS fan. It said, discounted weight for sales was known for a while, adding this reduction in the number of sales per person. All right, so there are fans that are not very happy with this, but I think a lot of fans think that they changed the rules again. Right? A lot of fans think they changed the rules again. So, of course, not those who are in top positions do not have good sales, except for some known, and also do not pass 70,000 sales, and their music is played regularly. But on radio, they have millions of plays, which we know that the company pays for that. And that is what someone else just made that comment earlier. But that's the way, instead of actually paying, payola, where you actually used to pay cash or whatever for it. Now they buy radio spots. Now they buy advertising. And how much your record label decides to put in your marketing budget will decide how much goes to the advertisement of the radio station. See, the thing is that this is the issue. This is the issue, guys. The issue is, and basically what I said before, and if you didn't want to believe me, you see it now in a lot of these comments on the tweets, and the tweets, people are saying the fans bought this on themselves. You saw my boy who works for Billboard. He basically said, whenever the fans do this, we have to make, we change rules. So if it continues, guess what's next? They're going to start messing with the way people stream now. Because when you manipulate streams, when you manipulate sales, the record label is not really getting the numbers correctly. When you manipulate streams, that throws off the numbers, and that's not real streams. Okay, so it's making it seem like the record is getting streamed more than it really is. When people set up multiple accounts, 6 and 7 accounts, doing it from different devices, it may seem like it's a good thing, but in the end, it really just hurts the artist, because what happens is they're going to start filtering those streams and those sales out. This is what I was trying to explain to you guys the last time. So now, as far as Super Freaky Girl goes, it should not affect it that much, because I thought I read that it was the most added song to radio. So if it was the most added song to radio, and as long as you're just streaming regularly, instead of trying to manipulate the system, whoever's doing it, they're going to get filtered out. Those streams are going to get filtered out. And they're comparing people's streams to other streams, right? Wherein they're thinking that everything at least should be, even though one fan base is going to always outstream another one, they're looking at, come on, they really outstreamed them by 2 million or 3 million, what have you. So they're trying to, and according to my friend, he said the same thing, they're trying to take it out of the hands of it being a popularity contest and get more back on quality music that's being played over the radio. So I just wanted to fill you guys in on that information. Like I said, I believe they're still saying that she's on pace to be in the top 2. So if it's in top 2, that means 1 or 2. So again, just giving you passing on the information, especially to the people who was asking me how it works. Now I got a little better perspective on how it works, and just keep that in mind, guys. They got an eye on you. So you might think that beating the system or whatever, and it may come off like, they're not catching us. But it's going to come back on the artists that you're trying to support. And it's going to be money out of their pockets. So it's up to you. I'm just passing information on. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.